Recording this. All right, cool, guys. So can everybody see my screen? All right, perfect. All right, cool, guys. So welcome to advanced training number 1. All right, so the purpose of advanced training is to get you guys rolling for your first full week on the job. All right, so it doesn't matter like what you guys did this weekend, right? Some of you guys had great results this weekend. Some of you guys did not quite get the results that you wanted to. Whatever did happen, you guys are exactly where you need to be. Okay, so don't be frustrated, right? If you didn't hit your goal this weekend, and then don't be super confident because you're like, I surpassed my goal. All right, you guys are all exactly where you need to be. All right, I've had representatives come into advanced training at $0 sold, and then their first full week on the job, they sell 5, 6, 7. The biggest one was $10,000. Right? This person went 0 for 7 their first weekend, right? 0 out of 7 appointments were no sales. 7 out of 7 were no sales, right? And then their next full week on the job, they sold 10 grand. All right. The things that we're going to teach you here today are going to be more based off of like your experiences from this weekend. So that's why I wanted everybody to make sure you guys did enough appointments. So that way you guys get a lot of value out of advanced training today. Now, also, I want to remind you guys one thing. Think about it. I haven't even taught you guys how to sell Cutco yet. I want you guys to really think about it. I have not taught you guys how to sell Cutco. All I've taught you guys so far is how to read from a manual and be enthusiastic and call me. Other than that, I have not taught you guys how to sell any knives today or any knives this weekend. All right. So that's what I'm going to teach you guys here today. So anything that you guys have done, that was all you. I don't take any credit from anything from your guys' first weekend. That was all you guys. All right. So now I'm going to teach you guys some stuff that's going to help you out. So let me just kind of review what we're going to be covering today. All right. So first we're going to just kind of handle like some admin stuff. So this way you guys like know how like the base pay stuff works and all that great stuff. The biggest thing I think everybody on this call could definitely use some value for is recommendations. All right. So I'm going to give you guys the 5 big keys on how to get recommendations. I'm going to show you guys exactly how I average 10 to 15 recommendations on all my appointments. All right. Then I'm going to teach you guys how to close a sale. All right. We're going to go over the 5 keys to closing a sale. Then we're going to talk about scheduling and some goals. And then we're going to work on like expanding your practice list, and we're going to start creating your first attack list. All right. Or your next attack list. And I know you guys like contests. All right. So I got another contest for you guys. All right. And then a reminder for a contest that you guys heard about through text. All right. And then we'll take some time to just get your next best 5 scheduled for today. Okay. So I just want to talk about the contests that you guys received during the text. So you guys probably all got a text from one of my receptionists, Haley, saying that she was going to like reach out to some of your friends and stuff like that. So I did not tell you guys this contest in training. I actually forgot. But basically any friend that joins the team like that like is set up for training this week and next week, you're going to get a $500 bump towards your fast start prizes. All right. So that means like, let's say you're at 2,500 and you're like, dang it, I'm so close to the butcher knife. You have one friend start, boom. Now you're at the butcher knife at 3,000. All right. So just so you know, I think we've already interviewed some of Tenny's friends. I think Addison has some friends coming for an interview. I think Michaela had a friend or 2 in for an interview or scheduled for interviews. Shaylin, you might have a couple friends in there for an interview. So that's super exciting right there. All right. Now, I want to also talk about like your paychecks. Okay. So your first paycheck is going to get direct deposited this Friday. All right. As long as you guys have like your direct deposit set up on Vector Connect. All right. If you did not get that set up yet, or you skip past that step or whatever reason, please get that set up today, because it does take like a couple days to kind of like sync to your account. So that way you guys can get paid every Friday. Like I love just waking up to a paycheck every Friday. So please make sure that that is set up. If not, you guys are going to get a paper check mailed out to you. They mail it out from the factory on Thursdays, and you'll usually receive it sometime the following week on on Monday or Tuesday or somewhere like that. All right. Now, here's an important thing. This is why it's so important to enter in all your orders while you're right there with the customers, right? Because like sometimes I have reps that they're like, I made a sale. And then I look online, I'm like, well, it's not entered in yet. They're like, oh no, we're gonna put it in this day. All right. So that's like also like an important part of your paycheck. So just so you guys understand how the paychecks work, right? So you get paid off of your sales first, and then we add on the base pay. So this way it equals how much you should have earned on the base pay. If you made more on your incentive side, you don't really have to worry about it so much because then like the incentives automatically just get paid out by the company. All right. But for like the base pay part of it, it's important that you guys get all your orders in on time. Now, if your paycheck is ever incorrect, I just want to make sure you guys understand the steps that you need to take to do this. So first, you want to make sure you check on Vector Connect, making sure that all your orders processed for the week. Okay. Because it shows up like as an order for like my assistant managers when they put in your pay, but it doesn't show like if it's a problem order or not. All right. So like just every Tuesday, you want to just check your Vector Connect to make sure all your orders processed, they all went through, all that good stuff. All right. Now, if something didn't process, it's going to alert you in red on your Vector Connect profile. And typically what a problem order is usually like the billing address didn't match their credit card or something, like some super easy fix. Usually you can just call the company and fix it, or call the customer and fix it super quick. And I usually check on all the problem orders on Tuesdays. So I'll let you guys know as well. I'm going to help you guys fix those. All right. And then here's the number one reason why like a representative's paycheck gets messed up. They forgot to give the customer the base pay link. All right. So just as a reminder, our link is erverify.online. Okay. So make sure, I would follow up, like send a text to all your customers today if you didn't already, just making sure that they all filled out the link. All right. Whether they bought or they didn't buy, it's important that they filled out that link. Okay. So that's really important. So it's erverify.online. All right. And the way that you want to just do this, get in a habit of it, is as soon as you finish the appointment and after you get the recommendations, like, hey, Ms. Jones, I just sent you a link. Do you think you could fill that out super quickly right now? Because that's how I get credit for each of these appointments. All right. And let them know like how important. You got to create some urgency when you do that. So that way they don't prolong it. Right. Because you know what happens when parents prolong things? They forget about it. Okay. So just you want to make sure you try to get everything done right there. All right. And that's like the last tip right there. Just make sure your customer does it right on the spot. All right. So really quick before I move on, was there any questions on like paychecks or direct deposit or anything like that? Yes, Michaela.
I actually had a question about the link. So I didn't do any demos yesterday because no one wanted to schedule any on Mother's Day, but I did have a couple people call back and ask me to re-show them the demo, and I almost had to do the entire thing. Do I have them redo the link, or does it just not matter?
No, yeah, just one time.
Okay.
Yep. Good question. All right, cool. So yeah, and I'll mention that a little bit more since we brought that up. Let's say you did a demo with somebody and they already filled out the link, right? They only can fill out the link one time for you, right? But like, let's say they call you back to purchase, you're still going to make the incentive on that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah. So that's how that works. All right. Now the next thing I want to talk to you guys about is like the power hour. All right. So every Tuesday is the best time to do this. You can do this anytime. The reason why Tuesday is the best time is on the Q app. You notice when you first log in, it says set goals, right? You guys can set your goals for the week on what days you want to do demos, or like what's your demo goal, right? So some of you guys might have like an open day, right? Like I think of Isaac, who like also has another job, right? There's going to be some days where he can only do one demo, right? And maybe that's his goal. But then there's also going to be some days where he has off, right? And you might want to load up that day with more demos, all right? The reason why this is important to make sure you guys get all your goals into the Q app is because this is how me and my assistant managers can help you guys, hold you guys accountable the most, right? So this way, like let's say I see Angel, he says that he wants to do 3 demos tomorrow, but he only has 1 scheduled. Guess what I'm going to be talking to Angel about today? Like, hey, Angel, when are you going to get your phone time in so this way you can hit your goal for 3 demos tomorrow? right? So we use the Q app to help you guys stay accountable and help you guys hit your goals, right? Because how do you think Angel's going to feel like if he doesn't hit his goal, right? He's
Hey,
going to be
John.
like, oh, dang it. Hold your question. So like, let's say he's just like, oh, dang it. Like I only like did one demo today and I was like super off my goal, right? That's definitely not the most motivating thing to not hit your goals every single day, right? So that's why we're here, right? So that way Andrew can make a plan with Angel and make sure that he hits that goal for tomorrow. Because then think about how he's going to feel when he's like, yes, I hit my goal tomorrow, right? And that's what a coach is here for, all right? Angel, what was your question, sir?
Oh, I was gonna let you guys know that I can't log into the Q app.
Okay, cool. So we'll get that figured out right after, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, no worries. Thanks for letting us know. All right, cool. So now your power hour, that's the first thing you want to do in your power hour, right? You want to get all your goals for the week into the Q app. So let's say you want to do 10 demos, figure out when you want to do those 10 demos. All right. If you plan on like there's a day that you don't want to do demos, just leave it 0. All right. But however, you guys are all in your fast start contest right now. So just remember, you only have one fast start. So ideally, I would like for you guys to try to be working every day of the fast start contest. After your fast start's over, then we're going to make like a steady schedule where like you guys aren't going to be working every day, right? Maybe it might be 4 or 5 days for most of you guys. And that way you have a couple of days off. All right. But for your fast start, definitely take advantage of these prizes. All right. The next thing that you also want to do in your power hour is get all your recommendations uploaded into the Q app. All right. Ideally, I want you guys to do this at the end of each day. Right. So let's say Rachel, she gets 15 recommendations for the day. I want her to do that at the end of the day. So this way on Tuesday, when Tuesday comes, she's not trying to enter in 60 all at once. All right. That is definitely not the most fun thing to be doing. All right. So ideally, I would like her to have more time. All right. So get in the habit of just at the end of the day, input all your recommendations. All right. And then once you guys input all your recommendations, like add any tags, like, all right, this person's on the East Coast, this person's in Canada, so on and so forth, like that. All right. So that's kind of like your power hour, like just getting your Q app all updated, making sure that all your demos are in there, all that good stuff, right? If you have any reschedules, like cancel the demo so that way I can see like that one got canceled and it got moved to a different time. Okay. So that's kind of how the power hour works. Does that make sense for everybody? Fantastic. All right. Now I also want to talk about WhatsApp. All right. So here's how to properly use WhatsApp for communications. Definitely Rachel is doing the best with this. So I appreciate it, Rachel. All right. Don't call me through WhatsApp. All right. Cause I don't always get those alerts for the calls. So I don't want to miss your guys' calls. Please call the office number first. All right. And if you're in like Palm Springs or Brent's office, call them directly, call Andrew directly, or call Brent directly. All right. But for my office, call my office number because I'm pretty busy. As you guys saw, I was just in a staff meeting right before this. Then right after this, I go into another meeting. So sometimes there's some days that I'm just busy. I won't be able to answer my phone. So my assistant managers will be available to help you guys out, which I know many of them helped you guys out this weekend. So just call that office number. Now, what I do want from you guys is after you guys finish your demo, just send me like a 30-second voice memo. All right. So just say like for instance, like yesterday, Rachel was like, oh yeah, hey John, I just finished that demo, sold 4 knives, got 6 recommendations, on to my next one or whatever, something like that. Right. So mainly I just want to know like if you sold or if you didn't sell, right? How many recommendations you got, and then what's next for you. All right. And you can just knock that out in a quick voice memo for me. All right. So that's kind of how you communicate with WhatsApp. Now, the other thing I'm going to add to our communication, now you guys don't need to call me before your first demo of the day. All right. That was just for your first weekend. All right. So that way I can make sure you guys are in the right mindset. You guys are good to go. I can answer any questions. All right. So the next thing I'm going to have you guys do is daily check-in. Okay. So your office, your individual office will have a daily stats, right? So like Palm Springs, Andrew has his own stats chat. My office has its own stats chat. And then Brent's office will have their own stats chat. All right. You guys don't need to write this down right now. I'm going to post this in the group chat on the clock in format. All right. So this is kind of what your daily check-in should look like. All right. So at the beginning of the day, you're gonna let us know how many demos you have and what's your daily goal plus the times of each demo. So it should look like this. I have one demo today. My goal was to do one demo, and it's at 6 p.m. Tomorrow, my goal is to do 5 demos. I have 2 scheduled for tomorrow at 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. And then your next day. So the reason why I have these stats, I want you guys to post these stats like for your clock in, is because I'll respond to this to you guys like either through a text or through a voice memo on WhatsApp. But I also want you guys looking at your days 2 days ahead. All right, you should always kind of like know what's ahead of you for the next 2 days. All right, that's what professionals do. They're not just focused in the moment. All right, I know as a college student, I only work day by day. Right, I'm like, all right, what am I doing today? All right, and then tomorrow comes, I'm like, what am I doing today? Right, no, I want you guys to actually like work smarter, right? So this way you guys know what's ahead of you. And then the plan, I just want to know like, all right, like your plan is like, oh, I'm going to hit my goal for this weekend with a phone jam at 9:30 a.m. tomorrow, right? So I want to know like how you're going to hit your goals, or like if there's anything else that's in your schedule that I need to know about, right? Like some of you guys might have finals coming up or something like that. All right, and then you're going to have it in it. So back to this one I need by 12 p.m. So this is going to start for tomorrow for you guys. Okay. So I'll add you guys into that stats group chat, and then you guys are going to start doing this tomorrow. So you don't need to call me. Now, if you do feel like you need to call me or you have questions, feel free to call us. All right. So yeah, call us and feel free like to give me your stats like over that. Well, actually, I still want you guys to do the stats chat, but you're more than welcome to call me as well still. Okay. And then your daily clock out or checkout is by 10 p.m. I just want to know like, all right, your demo goal today was 3 demos completed today. You completed 2 out of the 3 new phone numbers that you added. So that's your recommendations. Let's say you added 5 and then new demos created. So now like I know like you created like 1 more appointment ahead of you. Okay. So basically I just want you guys to be aware of your business. All right. I want you guys to run your Cutco operation like a business. All right. So that's your daily checkout. And once again, I'm going to post all these into like the group chat, and you guys can just save it into the notes of your phone, like as like a memo. So that way you guys are aware. Questions on the checkout, daily check-in or checkout. Pretty simple, right? All right. Fantastic. Cool. So let's talk about recommendations. All right. So go ahead and pull out your pens and notes. All right, so let's talk about the 5 keys to recommendations. All right, now recommendations, as I told you guys in training, this is the most important part of your business. If there is one thing I wanted you guys to get really good at, this is it. All right, like selling Cutco, that's easy. People are going to buy Cutco. You can mess up an entire presentation and sell Cutco. All right, so like selling Cutco is easy. I want you guys to get really good at recommendations. All right, so these are the 5 big keys to help you guys get better with recommendations. All right, so the first one is to follow the approach. So as you guys notice, I wasn't there with you guys on your demos, so I don't know who followed the approach or who did it. I'm sure some of you guys probably didn't. I'm just assuming, but I'm hoping that most of you guys did. All right, the reason why I want you guys to follow the approach is because it works. It works. The main reason, you remember how I had you guys break out and practice these? The reason why I had you guys practice that approach is because it's the most important. The better you know it, the more confident you're going to be. Right? Because imagine if I'm asking you to recommend me to all your friends and family and I'm nervous about it or I'm unsure. Right? I'm like, hey, so Mrs. Jones, can you give me like 3 recommendations? And I say it like it's a question, right? Now they're going to be like, no, right? So like, you got to be confident when you ask for recommendations, right? Because if you're not confident, they're not going to give you that many. They're not going to give you what you want. So just knowing it is going to increase more confidence when you ask for those recommendations. All right. So we want to get the names down first, right? Just get them comfortable, like writing down the names or like giving you guys the names, right? They're like, oh yeah, my brother Al, Susie, so on and so forth, right? You go down, get as many names as you can, then come back to the phone numbers. All right. You want to make sure like Mrs. Jones throws you on speakerphone. She just pulls up her contacts. Because think about it. Think about how many contacts you guys have in your phone, and then times that by 4, 5, 10. That's probably how many contacts your mom has. All right. They know a lot of people. Just check out their Facebooks. Right. So like they know a lot of freaking people. All right. So follow the approach. I don't want you guys changing this approach. Don't make it more comfortable for you or anything like that. Follow it. All right. Because once you learn it, then it becomes you. And then you can like make slight adjustments. But I really don't want you guys making any because it just works. All right. Like literally. And here's why I want you guys to do it. I don't know if I told you guys this story in training, but like I was that kid that did not follow the approach. Yeah, that was me, right? Like my manager said, follow it. It's the most important thing, all that stuff. And I just said, oh, okay. My first appointment was with my grandma. I was like, hey, grandma, can you recommend me to all your friends? And she was like, oh, yeah, of course, sweetie. So instantly when that happened, I was like, oh, I don't need to follow the approach. I got it, right? Because my grandma gave me like 15 or 20 people. I was like, oh, that was easy. Then I saw my mom, said the same thing, like, mom, can you recommend me to all your friends? Then I saw my other grandma. So like everybody was giving me recommendations. So I felt like I didn't really need to work on it, right? Because I was like, I'm a natural at this. I'm good. But no, that's your family. That's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to help you out, all right? But I want you guys practicing even with the people that you know. So that way when you do see somebody, right, when I started seeing people I didn't know, I was like, oh, yeah, can you just recommend me to all your friends and family? They looked at me like I was crazy. They're like, no, here's one, right? Here's two. And if I'm only getting recommended to 1 or 2 people every single time, do you think that's sustainable as a business? No, right? And the number one thing that businesses always spend their most energy working on is how do we attract new people to come into our stores? Right? How do we get new business to come in? That's what I want you guys to work on. All right. So let's follow the approach. The second thing is make sure you stay organized with your recommendations. All right. And that's why we have the Q app. Right? Because if you just get your recommendations and enter them straight into queue, there's no way that they could get lost or get messed up or you could get confused. All right. So when I did start getting good at getting recommendations, the second mistake I made is I wasn't organized with them. All right. And I started before that we had this queue app. So I just had like random sheets of paper with just names and numbers written down on it. And I forgot to like put down who recommended me. Right. At first I was like, oh, I'll remember it. And I did a pretty good job remembering it. But then once I started getting a lot, I'm like, I don't even know who recommended me to these people. Oh man, who are these people? Right. So then I had literally wasted, I don't know, like 4 or 5 sheets of recommendations that I could have called because I just wasn't paying attention to detail. I wasn't organized. Right. So make sure you stay organized. Just at the end of the day, just input them into your Q app. Now, another thing that you can do with your Q app, you can star your best people, right? So like if you have a customer that gets really excited about somebody, excuse me, like let's just say like they're like, oh, Addison, you got to see this lady right here. Like she is a baller. She just spends, she has a credit card problem. Like her husband's had to chop up like 4 of her credit cards, but she still finds new ones, right? Like this lady will buy anything you say, right? You're going to definitely want to put a star next to that person, right? So this way you kind of know who your next best 5 recommendations are. So in the Q app, you can just go to all your starred contacts first, right? You're like, all right, these are the people that I want to schedule first, right? Then you can go through like, all right, cool. I just learned how to sell to Cutco owners. So let me see everybody that already has Cutco that I know of, right? And that's why it's important to add those tags, right? Let's just say it's like Tinny. I know you're on the East Coast, right? So let's say it's like 9 p.m. your time. You're like, all right, let me call my West Coast contacts. I have nothing else to do right now, right? So you can call back in time to schedule demos, right? Or those of you guys that are like up like early, right? Like if you're early riser, you're up at 6 a.m. You're like, well, I want to make some phone calls. I want to get some work done, but you have some East Coast contacts. So that's why it's important to use the tags. All right. So stay organized with your recommendations, all that great stuff. Make sure you put on there like referred by this person, so on and so forth.
Because well, Dane said he's gonna ask his fire station if they're in.
All right. Now the third thing, give thought joggers. So put a star next to this one. make sure you give your customers thought joggers. So right here, this is how I average 10 plus recommendations every single time. So I'm going to just ask you guys for recommendations, how I would ask a customer. All right. So think about it. Like, like when we ask for recommendations, if you just ask every customer, like, hey, Mrs. Jones, can you recommend me to 30 people or 20 people? That sounds really overwhelming at first, right? Like Josh, if I was like, hey, recommend me to 30 people right now, go. Right? You're going to be like, I don't know 30 people. That's going to be your first thought, right? So this is why it's important to give thought joggers, right? You guys remember day one of training when I was helping you guys create your names list and I was giving you guys thought joggers, right? I was like, who do you know that loves to cook? Who do you know that has huge parties? Who do you know that's a doctor? Think about your gamer friends, right? All that stuff. And you're like, oh yeah, right? Like you felt like these light bulbs going off in your head and it started making you think of more people and it started making you think of other people in different categories too. So give those thought joggers with your customers. So you want to get, like, when you're getting recommendations, you actually want to like be involved. Don't just like, all right, just write down as many as you can and just sit there. No, you want to just like give them thought joggers. So like I use small numbers. I do it in small increments because those small increments are easy to think of. So now if I went back to Josh, I was like, hey, Josh, can you recommend me to 3 friends that you just think would be super nice about it? Josh could think of 3 friends like that, right? Hey, how about 3 family members? Right now we're already at 6. And if you want to make it feel as easy as possible for the customers. All right. So here's some of the thought joggers that I use right here. All right. So we use 3 friends, 3 family members. Hey, what about one of your neighbors over the years? Old neighbor, maybe it's a new neighbor. Can you think of 2 or 3 coworkers that you could recommend to me? All right. And coworkers recommend each other to things all the time. Like my mom and her like little coworker friends are always like helping each other out with like kids fundraisers and stuff like that. So it's not uncommon for coworkers to recommend. And then what about, so look, we're already at 3, 6, 7, right? Let's say we get like 2 coworkers, we're at 9. All right. Then now what about one of your kids' friends' parents? Boom, 10 recommendations right there. All right. Because you guys got to remember, like your target customers, they probably have kids, right? And like when they let their kids go to other kids' parents' houses, they usually get their numbers. All right. So what about one of your kids' friends' parents? All right. So that's 10 recommendations right there. So it's okay. Take your time with recommendations. The biggest mistake that new reps make with recommendations is they just rush through it. Or they just like send the link to their customers. They're like, yeah, just fill out as many as you can. And then you notice when they send it back to you, there's only 2 people on there. Right. So that's why I want you guys to actually like do recommendations with the customers. Right. So that's why I want you guys to actually like write it down. Right. Like write it down with them and work through that process with them, help jog their memory. Right. Now, also something I forgot to mention, like before we get into recommendations, you really want to build up how important this is. Right. So you notice in the script, like, all right, now Mrs. Jones, there's one more very important part. Here's where you can really help me out the most. You ready? All right. So I get paid every time I show Cucko and I go and show it to people I've been personally recommended to. Right. And then that's when you go into your recommendations approach. All right. The 4th thing is you got to handle the customer's questions. All right. You got to handle the customer's questions. And as you guys do more demos, you guys are going to notice every customer says the exact same thing. All right. So if you guys go into your recommendations part of your manual, you'll see there that there's some common customer questions for you guys to just answer right there. I want to just talk about the one that you're probably going to hear the most. All right. Which is a customer saying, I don't know anybody. Did anybody get that this weekend? I don't really hang out with people. I'm very to myself. Right. Those are, let me just charge my computer really quick, but those are the most common ones that you're going to get. All right. So now when someone says, I don't know anybody, here's what they're really saying. All they're really saying is, I don't know anyone that wants to buy knives. That's it. That's all they're saying. So now think about this. Like, I don't know anyone that wants to buy knives. Tinny, have you ever met anyone that was just like, yeah, I want to buy knives prior to this job? When was
Yeah.
the last?
Oh,
When
well,
was,
yeah. Because some people, they like grill a lot and like they like to cook, so they want to like constantly get new ones. Because
but have
I
you
guess
ever
they want.
just talked to somebody prior to this job? Just like, oh yeah, let's just talk about knives today.
No.
No, yeah, it's uncommon. I've never met anyone that's just like, oh, I want to buy knives. So I want you guys to remember that, right? Like, we're not looking for people that want to buy knives. Did anybody have somebody this weekend not plan on buying Cutco that bought? Yeah, I think almost all of you guys, right? So here's the thing. We're just looking for nice people that are willing to take a look and listen, right? So because we educate them on the products, then they learn, oh, these products are amazing. Then they think about what they have and what they're using. So now they see a need because they're comparing, and then they purchase, right? Like, I think my first weekend on the job, everyone told me that they weren't going to buy knives. They're like, oh, I don't need knives. And then when they saw Cutco, they're like, oh, actually, my knives suck. I do need some. All right, let me try these out. All right, because like that's just not a topic that we talk about. So we're not looking for people that want to buy Cutco. If we were just sat around and waited for people that wanted to buy Cutco, we would be out of business. Right? We're just looking for nice people that are down to take a look. All right. So that's why I just want you guys to do as many appointments as possible, because you never know. Like, I wish I could tell you who's going to buy knives, but I really don't know. I've been surprised so many times. So many times I've been surprised that like I'm just like I gave up trying to figure it out. So just do demos. You guys will learn like my answer to most problems is just do more demos. All right. So if you do enough demos, people are going to buy knives. That's it. All right. So we're not looking for nice people to take a look. We're just looking we're not looking for people that want to buy Cutco. We're just looking for nice people that want to take a look. And you want to remind your customers, like, honestly, Miss Jones, I don't really care if they buy or not. I get paid just to do the demo. You guys realize that, right? Like, you get paid just to show people awesome stuff. Right? So, and get excited about it. Right? So it's not that hard. And then also, here's the thing, guys. Write this down. Just ask twice. Have you guys ever been told no before? And then you ask one more time, and they're like, okay, yeah, let's do it. So just ask twice. Now, you don't want to be annoying about it. Like, come on, Miss Jones, come on. You can think of some. No, don't do it like that, right? So you want to always ask twice. So let's say a customer does give you two. This is why it's important to do it with your customers. All right. This is why it's important to do it with your customers. Because let's say they give you two recommendations. You can be like, hey, thank you so much, Mrs. Jones, for giving me those two. Is there any way you could think of three more so this way you could become a sponsor? Right? Or let's say they give you four, like, hey, Mrs. Jones, thank you so much for those four. You always thank them. You always appreciate them. Thank you so much for blank them out. Is there any way you could think of one more so this way you become a sponsor? Right? Let's say Mrs. Jones gives you 6 or 7. Hey, thank you so much for those 7. I still give high fives through the screen. Thank you so much for those 7. Is there any way you could think of 3 more? Because now you become a double sponsor. Because Mrs. Jones, when I get 50 sponsors, I get a free piece of Cutco from my manager. That Cutco, I can use it to sell it to buy textbooks. Right? Like, if you're a college student, that's what I would be using. If you're not a college student, like Ms. Jones, I get a free piece of Cutco. That way I can show my customers more products. Right? So let the customers know like what the sponsorship does and how it helps you. All right. So just ask twice. All right. Most times you guys are just one question away from getting what you want. All right. The 5th thing is the peeler incentive program. All right. So this thing is money right here. So this thing right here is money. So the peeler incentive program. So we do this when a customer gives you 15 or more recommendations. We're going to hook them up with a free veggie peeler. All right. So now you explained your levels with your customers. Like, hey, Mrs. Jones, when you get to 5, you become a sponsor. Now, when you get to 10, you become a double sponsor. And when you get to 15, Mrs. Jones, I'm going to give you a free piece of Cutco. And what's better than Cutco, guys? Free Cutco. There's only one thing better than Cutco. Free Cutco. So at this point, your customers either bought or they either bought something, right? So now they're like understand the prices of Cutco. Now they understand how valuable Cutco is. Let me just rewind for a second. Have you guys ever been to like a concert, sporting event, or Costco where they're giving out something for free? Do you see how people react for free stuff? They go insane. I've been to a baseball game where I've seen like dads push little kids to get a baseball. Right? A baseball is already dirty and somebody hit it. Right? I've gotten like pushed over like from old guys trying to get the last bagel bite at Costco. Dude, people will go insane. I've been to like sporting events where they're giving out free t-shirts, and I saw a guy like almost fall off the balcony to like reach for this t-shirt. We're hooking it up with Cutco. So you know how I was talking about like those objections that you guys got? As soon as you offer free Cutco, you'll notice there's no objections anymore because they want it. So let's go back into the demo when we first show the peeler. Get a little bit more excited about that peeler. Right? Here's some fun facts about the peelers that you guys might not know that the videos don't show. The peeler, the blade comes apart for easy cleaning. So you could take the blade out. Have any of you guys ever tried to clean a peeler before? Yeah, they can be frustrating. They're hard to get underneath, get everything done. Ours comes out for easy cleaning. There's also at the tip, there's like a little shovel. So this way you can get the eyes out of potatoes. Right? So that way you don't need to use like a knife to like dig it out or something like that. You can just shovel it out with our peeler. And also our peeler is forever guaranteed. Forever. Last peeler that they ever have to buy. Actually, they don't have to buy it. Last peeler that they're ever going to need for the rest of their lives. And we're going to give it to them for free. So you want to build up the value of the peeler, right? I get customers so excited about the peeler that they're like, John, okay, how much is that peeler? I want that. I'm like, oh, don't worry about it, Mrs. Jones. Remind me at the end. I'll give it to you for free. And now they're like, all right. So then now when we go back to asking for recommendations and you're explaining the process, when you get to 5 Mrs. Jones, you become a sponsor. When you get to 10, you become a double sponsor. Once I get 50 sponsors, I get a free piece of Cutco from my manager. Now, when you get to 15 Mrs. Jones, I'm going to hook you up with free Cutco. And I say it like that dramatically. Free Cutco. And I smile. Smile and nod, right? And then now they're like, okay, what is it? What is it? And they're like ready to like start giving you their 15 names, right? And you'll notice most customers, no objections. Most. There's always going to be that one person that always has an excuse or an objection. But most people, they're just going to start like firing off names. They're like, all right, see this person, see this person. So I've had customers yelling at their husbands for more recommendations. They're like, Jerry, give me your phone. I need this Cutco. They get their kids involved when they really want it bad enough. They're like, Johnny, get your friend Bob's number, right? I don't know why I use the name Bob, but it sounds good. All right. So make it fun, right? Have fun with it, right? Like it's important to be fun. Now, here's how you guys can give the free peeler. All right. The customer just needs to spend $100 or more. All right. And then we can put the free peeler in when we roll the order, when we put it into the Cutco orders app. Okay. So they just need to spend $100 or more, and we can throw in a free piece of Cutco for them. All right. Now, here's the other thing. Do you think 15 recommendations is worth giving that free peeler? All day. All day. Right? Even if you had like a small $100 order and you give a free piece of Cutco, yes, you're not going to make as much off of that order, but you got to be thinking about it, thinking ahead. Right? Because like how many of those demos out of 15 that do you need to do to make up for that free peeler? Probably like 1 or 2. So it's totally worth it. All right. So those are the 5 big keys for recommendations. Does that help you guys out a little bit? Can I get a head nod, thumbs up? And oh yeah. All right. So that was recommendations right there. Can everybody see this Facebook screen, or does it just show up white on your end? Okay, cool. So this is a little bonus right here. So if you guys can see it like good, like take a picture of it. If not, I'll post it. I'll post a picture in the group chat. But here's a little bonus. So now after you get 15 recommendations, who'd be excited for getting 15 more recommendations? Heck yeah, right? So here's a little bonus you can have your customers do. And you guys got to feel it out, right? You're not going to do this on every appointment, but if you notice you connected really well with this customer, or they really liked you, or I would definitely make all my family do it, right? Have them post about you on Facebook. All right, only when they buy Cutco. Or you can have them do it when they don't buy as well. But I'm just gonna read this girl's right here. All right, so this girl Jessica, she had her customer that already had her knives for 20 years share on her Facebook. So she said, "I am a satisfied Cutco knives owner for over 20 years, and the knives are still amazing." And then she tags the rep. Jessica is working really hard towards her scholarship, and every appointment she makes helps her towards her goal. It's a simple presentation for Cutco. The great thing is that you are under no obligation to purchase anything, and it helps her either way. If you think you might be able to help her, please comment below, like the post, or message her directly. And then she tagged Jessica again so she can contact you. Thank you for reading this and for your help. She insists on making her own money for college and not borrowing it from her parents. She is one of our desperately needed entrepreneurs. Please make sure to reach out and help this hardworking student. She is a sweetheart, by the way. Oh, and P.S. She tells me she can do long distance presentations for those that are out of the Bay Area. All right, that thing is money. All right, you can just literally copy hers and just send it to your customer like, "Hey, Ms. Jones, like it would really help me out if you could post me on Facebook." Right? Like I know you're only able to think of a few right now. We don't have enough time. If you could just post this to your Facebook, like that would help me out. Right? Even if a customer's like not like a fan of posting stuff on their Facebook, like can you just leave it up there for like 24 hours? Right? You're gonna see like a lot of responses. And it's important to have your customers tag you because you'll be able to see all the likes on it. You're also gonna see all the comments on it. And here's the thing, guys, and you want to make sure she attaches a photo. All right, it's a proven fact. Photos increase engagement on a post on social media. So you want to make sure that she attaches a photo of you. You could just pull out your graduation photo or your most sweet, innocent looking photo. All right, no party photos or anything like that. Just like your most like sweet, innocent photo, right? Like where they're like, "Oh, I want to just help out Angel." Right? So make sure they post that. And then there's going to be a Facebook script that I can send you guys on how to set up appointments through Facebook. So now you just look at everyone that likes it, message them directly, and then reply to all the comments, right? Like and message those people directly. But what's going to end up happening, I know Brent did this a lot as a student, right? He would post this and like the comments would blow up on it, right? Like his customers would post this and tag Brent, and he would just set up demos right through there. And you're gonna hear people saying like, "Oh my gosh, I love Cutco. I've had Cutco for 10 years." Oh, and it turns into like this Cutco bragging battle, right? And there's always someone like, "Yeah, I got all of Cutco. I got the ultimate set." Right? You're like, "Oh, I'm messaging that lady for sure." Right? And then there's always like one brave person that's like, "What is Cutco?" And then you don't have to do anything. Everybody in the comments attacks that person. They're like, "What? Have you been living under a rock for 70 years that this company's been in business?" Right? And like basically like those demos that you book right there, they're pretty much guaranteed sales. They already saw all the social proof. All right. So you should definitely post this onto your Facebook. And if you don't have a Facebook, I know some of you guys are like, John, Facebook is so dead. Right? It's not dead. It's dead for like your friends, but for your mom, your customers, they're on there 24/7. Like every time I just check my Facebook, like my mom yesterday for Mother's Day, she posted something, 30 comments. I'm like, what the heck, mom? Like she's killing it. She's killing it on Facebook. All right. So like that's where you want to be for your customers. All right, let's talk about the 10-80-10 rule again. 10-80-10. All right, so this is the 10-80-10 rule for sales. So I want to remind you guys, 10% of your customers that you guys show Cutco to are never going to buy. They are never going to buy Cutco. I don't know why. We can't control this. It just happens. All right. Now, once again, is 10% a big or a small number? Small, right? It's a teeny number. All right. So do we want to focus on the little numbers? Probably not. All right. So I don't want you guys getting so caught up in the no sales. Right. And here's another reason why it's important to do a lot of demos. The more demos you do, the less you feel the no sales, right? Let's say you did 10 demos and you got 2 no sales. Do you think you're going to really notice those 2 no sales? No, not as much, right? Like I know Rachel, she's already almost to her 2nd promotion, right? And she's got some no sales, but she's like, I don't care about those no sales. Like there's so many more people that bought, right? But imagine if you only did 3 demos and you got 2 no sales. Which one are you going to probably notice more? The no sales, right? So that's why it's important to do a lot of appointments. So that way your numbers can average out properly. All right. But so like, just so you guys know, no sales are a part of the game. I know there's some of you guys that haven't got a no sale yet. And you're like, John, I'm a beast. Like everyone's going to buy. I wish that would be the case, but see how long you can keep your streak going for. All right. But so you're going to get no sales. All right. So 10% of customers, like even if we sent the best rep, if we sent Daniel Reeder, we send Jordan Soriano to their houses, they're still going to get no sales. All right. So these people, I don't know why. I wish we can make them buy, but we can't. Okay. So that's just part of the game. Now, 10% of your customers that you show Cutco to, they're always going to do. They're always going to buy. All right. We can send the worst rep in company history to their house and they'll probably still make a sale. You guys are probably starting to notice that there's some Cutco fanatics out there. Some of you guys have done demos with people that already had Cutco and it felt like they had everything and they still bought more. Some of you guys showed Cutco to people for the first time and like they were just like, where has this been all my life? Right? And they're like, they're buying. Right? So that's only 10% of the customers though. All right? So you're going to just get lucky. This is why I always say the harder you work, the luckier you're going to get. All right? If you do enough appointments and you're working hard, you're going to get lucky where you're just like that person, you didn't have to really do anything. They're like, give me the ultimate set. I'll take that homemaker. I've been looking for it for years. All right. But once again, that's 10%. So once again, still small number. So I don't want you guys just waiting for somebody that's looking to buy Cutco. All right. Because if you just waited for somebody, it's probably not going to happen. All right. So that's why you just want to make sure you're doing a lot of appointments. Now, 80% of the customers, the sale will depend on you. All right. And this is what I want us to focus on, is working on you guys. Right. And what I mean by like this 80%, it depends on you. How well are you doing at following your manual? Are you starting to actually like pursue learning your manual? Or are you just like, I just read it when I do the appointment. I'm not going to like focus on learning it. Right. How good are you at handling the customer's questions or their objections? Right. Are you calling in after you show the price of the homemaker? Are you doing enough demos? Right. So that's like kind of comes down to the 80%. So that's where you guys can have the most impact on your business. Right. So the more you learn about Cutco, the more you work on your skills, on how you present it, everything like that. That's going to probably make the biggest impact on your appointments. All right. So now if you guys do the math, if 80% is up to you and 10% always buy, the target closing percentage that you can get to is 90% closing. And if you guys are like wondering, like, are there people that actually have 90% closing ratio? If you look into other sales company, a really great closing percentage is like 30%. That means if they do 10 appointments, if they make 3 sales, they're killing it. Like I have friends that sell other products and they're like, dude, why do so many people buy Cutco? We have an uncommon product. It's the best product of its type for a reasonable price. You never have to replace it. Plus you use it every single day. It's really hard to beat that, right? So that's why like Cutco makes sense to almost everybody, right? So yes, we do have people in our office with a 90% closing ratio, all right? Daniel Reeder, he sells 90% of the time. That's why he's our number 1 rep in our office. So think about it like this. When you have a 90% closing ratio, how do you think you're going to show up at your appointment? A lot of new reps, they go into an appointment wondering if they're going to make a sale right? They're like, oh, I hope I make a sale today. But like a guy like Daniel Reeder, he's wondering what the customers are going to get. There's no like doubts. He's like, I wonder what they're going to buy today. I got a conversation with him on Saturday. I was like, hey, you're over like $4,000 for the week. Nice job. He was like, yeah, that's what I'm just doing my job. Like, that's what I'm supposed to be at. Right. And then I was like, all right, he was like, yeah, I did 10 appointments this week. I think I sold on like 9 of them. And the other lady, she's going to buy on Monday. Right. So like 100%. So just imagine your confidence going into those appointments. Right. It's a little bit different, but Daniel spent lots of time working on his skills, perfecting his craft, all that great stuff. Jordan in our office, he has a 90% closing ratio. Right. Andrew Duber right here, 85, 90% closing ratio. Brento has about like a 80% closing ratio. AJ Pacheco in our office, 85% closing. Right. So these guys, they just worked on their skills over the years. All right. So now let me show you guys how to get there. All right. So these are the 5 big keys for selling on every demo. All right. So the first thing is keep it simple. Don't add too much stuff. I know like it's easy to feel like, oh, if I say this extra thing, I'm doing a better job at selling it. The more you talk, the more confusing things get. Just so you guys know. Less is more. Have you guys ever heard that phrase before? Less is more. Simplicity is so key. So this is why I say follow the manual. I know some of you guys could probably sell this product without following the manual, but I want to make sure you guys just have like the skeleton. The manual is like your skeleton of the demo. The manual talks about everything just enough, right? I know some of you guys are like, oh, but like, what if I told them this, this, and this about the product that I learned? I'm like, yes, that's cool for the people that care, right? Like you guys have all been shopping before. Sometimes you guys just buy stuff because it looks cool. I've had customers buy Cucco. They're like, I think this is going to look great in my kitchen. They probably didn't care about anything I said in the demo. They're just like, it's going to look good. Let's do it. Right? Or there's going to be some people that just buy it because they know it's the best. Right? Like imagine when you guys go buy a pair of shoes and you're like, oh, these look good. They're comfortable. But then the salesperson's like, oh, but hold on. Let me tell you where we ship in the foam of the sole of your shoe. And you're like, dude, I really don't care. Right? Like in your head, but then he keeps talking about it. And you're like, okay. Like they look good. They feel good. I'm going to buy them. You don't have to tell me anymore. Right? That's kind of what it's like if like you guys going too much into detail on like our products. Yes, our products are amazing, but just keep it simple. So follow the manual. The second part of keeping it simple is make sure you show the videos and talk during the videos. Ask your customers questions. Keep them engaged. Right? So like when I'm showing like the trimmer video and them cutting through the tomato, I'm like, Mrs. Jones, do you ever cut through tomatoes? And they'll usually, and you want your customers relating to you, right? Or relating to the product more so, right? They're like, oh yeah, I just cut tomatoes yesterday on Taco Tuesday, right? Like Cinco de Mayo, it was so painful cutting through all those tomatoes. Like I was trying to cut it for the whole family. They kept squishing, right? And guess what they're doing when they're explaining like their problems? They're selling themselves on it right there, right? So that's why you want to ask questions. So you don't need to talk necessarily through all those videos. You can ask your customers some questions. Hey, Mrs. Jones, this butcher knife, what would you use it for? Right? Have you ever had a hard time getting like the lasagna out of a pan or spreading and cutting, like dirtying up all the tools in the kitchen? This is why we have our spatula spreader. You only use one tool when you're baking or making sandwiches, right? So you ask your customers questions. That's how you keep them engaged a little bit. And then the third part of it is just have fun. Raise your hand if you guys had fun doing a presentation this weekend. Great. Good. You guys are nailing like one of the most important things. Just have fun with it. All right. Like, yes, I'm sure you guys made lots of mistakes and just laughed them off with your customers. Right. And like, you guys can just use funny examples, right? Like if you guys are starting to hear some stories from your customers, or you have like a funny story you can share about a Cucco product, feel free to do it. Right. You want to be as relatable and personable as possible. So have fun with it. And you don't need to write this down. You can if you want. But you guys will hear me say this to you guys almost on every phone call. Enthusiasm sells. And here's how I know all of you guys are some of the best salespeople ever, is because you're human beings. All right. Have any of you guys ever convinced a friend to do something? And you just got them because you made it like seem like it was going to be the most awesome thing ever, right? You're like, come on, bro, come hang out with us. Everybody's coming. Everybody's going to be there. It's going to be so much fun, but you're going to ruin it if you don't come, right? And then you're like, dang it, like now your friends are like excited and it ends up being a great time. That's enthusiasm. You just sold them just by being excited. People like to be a part of exciting things, right? So enthusiasm sells. Did everybody get that down? Perfect. All right. The second key to selling Cutco is you got to tie your customers into goals. So who would be pretty excited if they just had a customer that bought something just because they liked them and wanted to help them out? Yeah, I think all of you guys. Sometimes your customers will buy Cutco just because they like you. And I'm totally fine with that. I've made sales before where like customers like, John, I was not going to buy anything, but after meeting you, hearing what you're working towards and like just having some fun today, like I'll buy some stuff. I'm like, sweet, I'll take that all day. All right. So tie your customers into your goals. So like the first goal you should be sharing with everybody is your fast start contest, right? You can't just say like, oh, Mrs. Jones, I'm in my fast start contest. I'm trying to sell a lot of Cutco. What the heck is a fast start? They don't even know what a fast start is. They're going to be confused. So you want to explain what the fast start contest is. So Mrs. Jones, I started on Friday and I have 10 days to hit a goal of selling $10,000 worth of Cutco. And when I hit this goal of selling 10K, I'm going to have enough money to buy all my books for school. I'm also going to win over $1,000 worth of Cutco products. So now I can show some more physical examples. Like you guys can see like comparisons to my body, like over the camera. Also, I get this, and this. I get a chance to get experience with our division manager, right? And that's going to help me advance a little bit quicker in the company. So my goal is not to just be average at this job. I want to kill it, Mrs. Jones. Right? So now your customer's going to be like, dang, I like Fredley. Like he's on a mission. He has goals. Because here's the other thing, guys. Like not that many people know how to share a goal. I just want you guys to realize that. So this is a skill that you guys are learning while you're working with us, is just how to present yourself, how to share a vision and get people on board to where you're headed. All right. So sharing your goals. All right. You don't need to write that down. I just kind of explained on how to do that. But yeah, highlight the sales levels that you're excited about. Maybe your goal is to do 4,000, right? What does 4,000 get you? Explain your reasons and motivations, not just for your fast start contest, but also for the job. Like, Mrs. Jones, I'm actually working with this company because I'm really shy. Like, this is killing me right now, talking to you. But I'm here so I can grow and I can improve on my communication skills. Because unfortunately, the way that the world works is I got to be great with people. Or, Mrs. Jones, my family actually owns a business and I want to learn how to sell products because sales is going to be the most important thing in the business. And I know eventually one day I'm going to have to take over the family business. Or I want to start my own business, but I want to learn how to sell an amazing product. So this way I know how to teach my people how to sell products, right? Like just be honest with people. Share why you're working here. Hey, I'm working here because I'm a full-time student. I take 18 units. And if you can imagine someone taking 18 units, most companies actually won't give me a chance because my schedule's too busy. And this job actually gives me an opportunity where I can be flexible. And if I do a great enough job and hit my goal of 6,000, it's going to put me on track to winning a scholarship. All right. So that's how you share your goals, right? The second thing is building rapport. So what I mean by this is like, how can you connect your customers to one of your goals? So maybe asking them a question like, hey, Mrs. Jones, like what was your goal when you're 19 with your first job? Right? Or like, oh, Mrs. Jones, tell me about the time when you're like trying to buy your first car. I used to do that all the time because when I first started this job, I didn't have a car. So I'd ask customers like, hey, how'd you get your first car? And then my customers, like, they start to reminisce. right? And when people are telling their stories, that's how you connect, right? They'll be like, oh, I remember I mowed lawns, I worked at Del Taco, and I was a tutor, and I saved up to buy this nice, beautiful Mustang, right? And then now they're like, yeah, I totally get it, right? So now they're relating with you. So automatically, if they can relate with you, they like you more. All right, so build a rapport with people. And then here's the goal of the demo. I want you to put a star next to this. Be a friend, not a salesperson. Okay, so be a friend, not a salesperson. This was my favorite part about doing demos, and probably why I've worked with this company so long, is I made so many friends just from my customers. I went from this shy kid being afraid of talking to adults to having all these adult friends, right? You know you did a really great demo when your customer is like, I can't wait to see you again, right? Like, can I call you again to buy more stuff later so we can hang out? Or when a customer invites you to like a 4th of July party, a Memorial Day barbecue, right? Their kids' birthday parties. Like, hey, we're throwing this party. Like, all my friends are going to be there. You should come over, and I'll tell them that you sell Cutco. Like, that's how you know you did a really great job. All right, so be a friend, not a salesperson, because friends trust other friends. Would you guys agree? So, like, if you guys feel like you're friends, here's another way that you know that you're, like, doing a really fantastic job on your demo when your customers are like, hey, Tinny, what should I get? What do you recommend? That is awesome, right? Because then now they're like, they're putting they're giving you their trust, right? I remember Brent a couple of years back, he went field training with me, right? He watched me do a presentation with a customer, and I actually told the customer not to buy the ultimate set, right? And I was like, yeah, it doesn't make sense for you. How do you think that customer reacted, right? Because they asked me, they're like, what should I get? Should I get an ultimate set, or should I just get the basic homemaker one? And I'm like, well, being honest, Mrs. Jones, I actually don't think you need an ultimate set right now, right? Because it was just her husband, and they had a newborn kid, and they just moved here from out of state. They didn't even know anybody in the area. I'm like, I know you want to get like the big fat one right now, but honestly, I wouldn't feel good selling it to you because it just doesn't make sense right now. I think the homemaker is going to make sense for you as you build your family. And then once you start having like lots of friends over and you meet more people in the area and you have people over all the time and you're cooking a lot more, then you could totally upgrade. You can just always call me and we can upgrade you later. Right? So how do you think that customer felt about me? What do you think the trust level was like? I could have told them like, yeah, you need the ultimate set. But I wouldn't have felt good about it because it just didn't make sense for that customer. So like I was like, as a friend, Miss Jones, like start off with the basic one. I'm gonna be selling Cutco for a while. You can always upgrade later. All right. And then guess what? She gave me tons of recommendations. It was like a whole page of recommendations. She's like, you are awesome. I need to tell all my friends about you. Right. So I was like, and that felt really good. Right. Because then all her friends, when I saw them, they're like, yeah, dude, like so and so couldn't stop talking about how cool you were. Right. So that's why it's so important to be a friend, not a salesperson. All right. And then the way that you do this is you just ask a lot of questions about your customers. The more you know about them, the better you can serve them. All right. Because for instance, I wouldn't have been able to help her with that decision if I didn't know anything about her. Right. If I didn't know how big her family was, where she's from, how recent she just bought this house, all that stuff like that. Right. I wouldn't have known how to help her the best way. And here's the thing, guys, there's a lot of bad products out there. I want you guys to think about this. You guys could be selling a sucky product. Imagine if you sold a sucky product. Like I sell Cutco, like I sell Cutco to my whole community basically. So like when I go to the grocery store, I always run into a customer and I always hear like, John, Cutco guy. Like I hear people yelling at me in the store. Like if I ever wear like a Cutco t-shirt or a Cutco hat, they're like, Cutco. Like just random people just come screaming at me. They're like, I love my products. But imagine if our product sucked. How do you think those interactions would go? They're like, hey, there he is, right? And try to chase me down. You never know, right? So you guys got to feel good that you're representing like a really amazing product, the best product of its type. All right. The third key to selling a lot of Cutco is you want to make sure you take your time when you're dropping down. All right. Take your time dropping down. I think the number one mistake that new representatives make when they're first doing their appointments, they're just rushing to get through the appointment. They're just like, I just want to hurry up and finish. I feel like I'm taking too long. Take your time. All right. Take your time. Just like the example I used with you guys in training, it's like shopping in your favorite store. Imagine if they're like hurrying you up in the store, like, hey, can you hurry up and get through this section? Hey, can you hurry up and like keep looking, like move on to the next part of the store? You'd be annoyed. You probably wouldn't shop there anymore. All right, so take your time. Some of you guys noticed that you showed your customers all the options, then they came back to other options that you already showed them, and then they went back to other options, and then they came back again. And you're like, it could be a little annoying. You're like, lady, I just talked about that with you, right? But just be patient, all right? You are like the store with them, all right? Think about all the times you guys got into a store, you pick up one thing, you're like, nah, I'll get it later. And you set it back down. Then you come back, then you get in line, and you're like, you know, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it, all right? So just remember the buying experience. So take your time dropping down. AFTO. AFTO, this stands for ask for the order. Ask for the order. So anytime you show a customer something, you got to ask them if they want to buy it. Right? It wouldn't make sense if you did it. If you just like got them excited about this peeler and then you're like, okay, next thing. Oh, this is our best set. This is our homemaker set. Like everybody loves this one. How do you like it? And they're like, oh, that's cool. Okay, next thing. That'd be weird. Right? You got to ask people like anytime you show them like, oh, did you want to add this on? Like even after we sold them a homemaker and you're going through gifts and accessories, this is why we have you guys build a wish list, right? Like, oh, did you want to add this to your wish list? Or did you want to add it to your order today? Hey, just so you know, Mrs. Jones, if you add this, we might be able to do something else for you. I can call my manager really quick just to see what we could do, right? So you always want to ask for the order on every step down. You never want to skip a set, all right? I told a couple of you guys on our phone calls, right, where you're like, oh, I can tell they're not interested or they already know what they want to buy, John. So should I just drop down to those things that they want to get? No, never do that. All right. It's important to show them all their options because your customers don't even know what they don't know, if that makes sense. Right? When you go through the names and uses, all they know is the homemaker set at that point. I can't tell you how many times customers like, oh yeah, I know exactly what I want. Or when a customer says, I already have everything you guys make. Just so you guys know, when someone says like, I already have everything, out of my experience, usually they have like 4 knives and a peeler, right? Or they have like a little small starter set. Like, yeah, I bought the biggest set. Don't listen to your customers, guys. They don't even know what they're talking about yet. All right? Like it's very rare. I've never ran into a customer that had every piece of Cutco. Never have. There was one lady, she came close, but she did not have the potato masher. And guess what I sold that lady? A potato masher. All right. She's like, I buy a piece of Cutco every year from the first kid that calls me, and I have everything, John. I was like, pull it all out. Let's see. I wanted her to pull out everything. I was like, I bet you don't have everything. She's like, I bet you I do. And we made a bet. Like, we literally made a bet. If she didn't have everything, she was going to buy whatever she was missing. And we just had fun with it. I was like, keep going, Miss Jones. That's not everything. She's like, you're right. And then she pulled out the flatware chest. Then she pulled out the ultimate set. Then she pulled out all her kitchen tools. Like, we just had fun with it. And I was like, let me see that kitchen tool. You're missing one of the kitchen tools. There's a potato masher. She was like, no way. There's no potato. I was like, watch. And then we sold her a potato masher. All right. So just have fun with it. All right. You guys got to realize like, yes, I don't want to sound insensitive, but like, don't listen to your customers. They don't even know what they don't know. They don't know what they don't know. All right. So just like, all right. And here's the thing. If your customers are like being a little difficult, like, John, like, I already know what I want. Like, trust me, use the I'm new card. Use it. Use it forever. Honestly. Like, hey, well, Fredley, I'm brand new. Like, is it okay if I just show you everything just for my practice? And then most people are going to be like, oh, yeah, I totally forgot. No one's going to be like, no, I don't care if you're new. I just want one thing. No, they're going to let you like go through the process and help you out, because most people, most human beings are kind people. All right. So never skip options. Here's the main reason why. You don't need to write this down, but I just want to remind you guys, every set has the right tools for the right job. Every set's discounted. They come with free stuff and they're safer. Doesn't really matter what set you get your customers started off with, as long as they get started off with a set. All right. So sets are better for the customers. Also, sets are better for you guys, right? You get paid more for your time when you sell a customer a set. But at the end of the day, the customers always win, right? Because however much you make on that set, you're going to probably have it for a week or two, but your customers are going to have their sets forever. Their grandkids are going to have it. Their grandkids are going to have it. And now it's stuck in the family. People fight over it when people die. It's great. All right. The third thing is making sure your customers are writing down the prices. So you want to make sure your customers, anytime you present the price of Cutco, make sure they write it down, right? When you make a wish list with them, make sure they write it down. Because most people are not numbers people, so they're not going to remember the prices. And you want to focus on the 5-pay, right? You want to focus on the 5-pay. So when I talk about the homemaker set, I'm not really focused on that $13.26. I'm focused on the $289. Because when you guys think about this, most of you guys on this call could pay $289 for something if you wanted to. And a lot of you guys are not like super financially stable yet, right? Most of you guys are still young in college, all that great stuff. But if you guys saw something that you wanted to pay $289 for, you would make it happen, right? Like when the next game system comes out, most of you guys are going to find a way to get it, right? When Tenny's soccer cleats that he needs, like the newest ones that are like ultra light, he's like, I need those. I got to find a way, right? Ladies, your makeup, I don't even know how much that stuff costs, but I know it's expensive, right? So when the Kardashians release something that's limited edition, you're like, I need that. I got to find a way, right? So I don't know. I'm just using examples. Basically, people find a way if they want it, right? So if you guys could find a way to spend $289, imagine married couples that own houses. $289 is really nothing for them, right? They're more thinking in the thousands, right? They're like, oh, $1,000 is cheap, right? To get 4 tires on your car, $1,000. All right. So, basically you guys can ignore like the whole scholarship notebook, but you want to make sure you guys use a notebook to make deals, right? Make sure you guys are writing down things that your customers express interest on and things like that. All right. All right. The fourth thing is you got to handle the customer's questions. You got to handle the customer's questions. So right here, it says review the questions. Go ahead and write down page 9. Page 9 in your manual. At the bottom of page 9, that's where it's going to have all your handling the knee-jerk reactions, right? So when a customer says, oh, it's too expensive, or like, I don't know, that's too much money, right? Like how many of these things can you get memorized, right? Like, oh yeah, Mrs. Jones, I totally understand. $13.26 is a lot all at once. That's why most of our customers take advantage of our easy pay option. It's only going to be $289 today. That includes tax. Would you like to go ahead and try that out? Right? Or it's too many pieces. At first, Mrs. Jones, 10 pieces does seem like a lot. If after a few weeks you're unsure of a few pieces, you can return those pieces and get refunded for those options. So would you like to try out the homemaker set today for only $289? Right? So how many of those things can you get down, right? Where you could just like fire them off, right? Where this way there's no question. Like think about how much more confident you're going to be showing the homemaker set when you already know how to respond to whatever the customer is going to say. So once again, you guys hear me talking about confidence. Confidence is key, right? You'll sell twice as many homemakers or all of our sets if you're confident in them. All right. So review the questions. Most customers won't say yes right away. So that's why you want to just have these questions dialed in. Most customers won't say yes right away. They're going to need some sort of question or objection handled before they buy it. So many times customers are going to say no, right? Some of you guys probably had people say no a few times, right? You guys notice like on average, it takes about 3 no's before you guys get a yes, just so you guys know, right? So they might say no to the homemaker. You try to handle it. They say no again. Then they say no to the galley. And then now they're like, okay, or just like, then they say no to the starter sets. And then now like they're working on a custom set. They're like, okay, I want these pieces, right? So it's like when a customer says no, they're not necessarily saying no to Cutco. They're just saying no to those options you've showed. So that's the other thing I want you guys to remember. All right, don't get discouraged if a customer says no. It's just that option. You just haven't found the option that fits them the best. All right, so that's why it's important to drop down and show all their options. Those of you guys that drop down, you guys notice you usually found something that they liked. All right. So, and also here's the other thing I want you guys to realize. The more questions you guys ask the more questions your customers ask you, that means that they're really interested. All right. So people ask questions when they're interested. Now, the second thing is if you guys have a customer that's saying no a lot, they're just like, no, no, no. And then it looks like they're just kind of having fun with it. Like, no, no, no. What is that? No. Right? If you notice that they get in like a rhythm of that, that's a good time to call me as well or call the office. All right? Because you want to, our goal, the reason why I want you guys to call during the demo is it breaks up the rhythm. All right? It breaks up the rhythm and it also gives your customers time to think. All right? So if you notice the customer's just saying no a lot, call and just like, hey, John, like this customer keeps saying no to everything. Like it seems like they're not even interested, right? And I could teach you guys some questions that you guys can ask your customers to start turning it into yeses, all right? And then also you want to learn how to start asking some yes questions, all right? And that's something I could teach you guys a little bit later, all right? But usually there's just some type of concern handled, all right? And if it's ever just a price, like let's just say you have a customer that loves Cutco, but the price is the only thing that's holding them back, you should definitely always call the office. Most of the times we can do something where we can offer a deal that's packaged properly, where they get excited about it. Sometimes we can bring off the price, like bring down the price a little bit. And sometimes we just might have a different option for them, all right? But you won't know, right? I can't teach you guys everything that I know in these trainings. There's just not enough time. So a lot of the stuff's going to be like situational. So that's the other reason why I want you guys to call in a lot. All right. So that's the fourth thing, is just getting good at handling customers' questions. All right. Now the fifth thing is you got to make deals. You got to make deals. Does anybody know someone that always feels like they need a deal before they buy something, right? Like they might have like a grandpa, uncle, mom, dad that always haggles to the point where you're like, dude, just buy it. It's not that big of a deal. And they're like, no, I need 10% off of this or I'm not buying it, right? Most human beings love a good deal. It's really hard to resist a good deal. I'm guilty. I love to buy stuff if there's like a really good deal. If I feel like I win, I want it. And that's the thing you guys got to remember with customers. They need to feel like they won. Right? So some customers are just like, they're just not going to buy because they don't feel like you gave them the best deal. Right? So like you want to work, and it's fun. It's fun to negotiate and go back and forth on stuff like that. So obviously you guys are going to call the office for the best deals. There's just deals I can do that you guys couldn't even like think of yet. All right. There's some things I could teach you guys on bonus points, but we're not going to talk about that right now. So skip the advanced bonus points. But I do want you guys to write down the secret weapon. Hey, Andrew, do you have the secret weapon on your phone? If you can you post that inside the group chat for me? I'm going to pull it up on my end. All right. So we got to make deals for our customers. So customers just love deals. Can everybody see what I'm sharing? Perfect. All right. So this is our secret weapon. All right. Now don't call this the secret weapon to your customers. This is just a secret weapon between us. All right. So like sometimes you guys might call me and I'm just like, all right, cool. Just show them the secret weapon. And you guys should know what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. All right. And as you guys start getting better at making deals, I still want you to call me. Like my best reps still call me when they're making deals with customers. Right. So like AJ Pacheco in our office, he just did this yesterday. He's like, John, I'm here with my best customer. And by the way, AJ has sold way more Cutco than I ever have as a representative. And AJ knows every single deal imaginable, but he still calls me, right? Because it still looks good to the customers. It doesn't matter how good you guys get. Customers love to see you work and try to get them the best deal. All right. So when you guys get like really good at making your own deals, I still want you guys to call me, right? Like when AJ calls me, he's like, hey, John, I'm here with my best customer. And I just want to see what's the best deal we can do on this. And usually on the other end, I'm like, you know what to do, man. Why are you calling me? Blah, blah, blah. Like I just say stuff. I'm like, oh, hey, man, how you doing today? And he's like, what? Whoa, John, no. Oh, man. Mrs. Jones, my manager's feeling really nice right now. Okay, cool. I'll let her know. And then he just hangs up, right? Sometimes I don't even say anything because I already know what they're doing, right? But like it's for the customer. It's not necessarily for you all the time, all right? So here's how you present the secret weapon. All right, you use this secret weapon when the customer feels like the price is just a little bit too high or they feel like they just want a better deal, right? Like they like it, but they just feel like they just want a better deal. Sometimes you guys can use this when your customer like feels like they just bought a set of knives, right? They're like, oh, I just bought a set, but like these knives are better. Let me just wait a little while. Like, no, Mr. Jones, don't wait. You don't want to wait on Cutco because Cutco, our prices, they increase almost every single year. Right? As inflation increases, like Cutco increases, or as the popularity of Cutco increases, our price will increase. So like I think about like customers that when I first started, they bought their homemaker set for way cheaper than what it is now. Right? And I always tell that to them, like, you guys did a great job on buying your set of Cutco when you did, because now this is how much it costs. Right? So just follow along with me on the secret weapon. So our secret weapon is a special deal / trade-in special. It's a program where we can offer the customer a great discount, but no free stuff for trading in some of their old knives. They can get the same deal, and you guys get to choose how you present this. You could call this your Mother's Day special. You could call this your Memorial Day special, your Father's Day special, my birthday special. Call it whatever you want, all right? So you guys can call it however you want. But whenever the customer says, I love it, but the price is too high, it's too much money, I already spent money on knives already. So you're going to just respond, so you like it, but you just feel like the price is too high. Okay, Mrs. Jones, well, we do have a special that I think you're going to really like. Here's how it works, right? So right here, I don't want you guys reading this because we used to do like a trade-in special, like they traded in their old knives to get a discount. But since we're doing everything virtually, you're not going to read that. So you'll just be like, all right, Mrs. Jones, so this homemaker set that you like, here's what I can do, right? You can either call me or go on your calculator and act like you're typing and stuff. You just want to make it like look like you're working it out. All right, so here's what I can do. The homemaker set is normally $13.26. I can bring down the price $234. So now it makes the homemaker plus 8 only $10.92, and it's only going to be $234 per month instead of $289. How does that sound? Would you like to do that? Right? And then here's how you guys write it up. Some of you guys sold the homemaker set using this special. You didn't even know it. Right? So some of you guys already know what I'm talking about here. Some of you guys are like, what? John, why didn't you tell me this earlier? That's why I wanted you guys to call me. All right. So this is how you guys input it in. It's a different item number. So on your Cutco Orders app, you can go to B block, the B block sets, and you guys can just find it right there and click on it right there. Or you can go in your search and you can just search the item number. All right. Now the C right here stands for the color. So C stands for classic, W stands for white, R stands for red. So you just type in 2001, whatever color they want, and then B. And then you type in 1 table knife. So the customer pays for 1 table knife. Then you give them the other 7 for free. All right. So that's how that works for all the sets with the table knives. Now the basic sets, you're gonna same deal, right? We could take off $134 off of the price, which brings it down to $915 or $196 per month. Now with all the basic sets, you got to piece it out individually. And then for the homemaker set, we can give the petite carver or the slicer for free. So we give them one of these 2 knives for free. Or sorry, both of these knives for free, and that's what brings down the price. So does this make sense to everybody? Is there any questions on this? Fire away now. All good, pretty simple. All right, cool. So what do you guys think about this deal? Good? Muy bueno? All right, cool. Now those silver cup specials that are in the customer demo, those are still the best deals that we could do. All right, so I think like the homemaker +8, we could bring it down to the basic price. So all you do with those ones is you give all the table knives for free. Okay. All right, so those first weekend specials, like those are extended. You guys can use those whenever you feel, but I want you guys to present the secret weapon prices first. And then as your last drop down, you pull out the first weekend silver cup specials, okay? All right, but family and friends definitely use those first weekend specials that are in the website, okay? All right, cool. So those are the 5 keys to help you guys sell on every demo. All right, so I hope those things helps you guys out. Now let's walk into your first week schedule. Hey, just so you guys know, you guys have only been like working here for like 2 days, right? Basically 2 days. Like you guys have been like done with training. Doesn't it feel like it's already like been like longer? Like you guys have already have like a week's worth of experience. It's awesome. All right. So let's plan out like your first full week with Cutco really quick. All right. So I want to do some calendar review. I want to make sure everybody remembers advanced training number 2 is on Wednesday at 4:30 p.m. No, actually I lied. Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Right? Is that what I said in training? Yeah. So it's going to be after the team meeting. All right. I'm going to teach you guys advanced training. And that's where we're going to work on phone skills, how to get better on the phone call. I'm also going to teach you guys how to call recommendations, acquaintance people, like chicken list type people. Everybody so I don't want anybody calling any of the recommendations yet. So you want to wait on that. All right. The team meeting is on Wednesday at 5:30. So it's 5:30 to 7:30 is our weekly team meeting. Now, also, before the team meeting starts, we do a kickstart phone jam. All right, that starts at 4:30. So ideally, I would like I kind of expect everybody on here to be on a little bit early. Right? I know some of you guys like have work or class during that time, so you're good. But everybody that doesn't, like, you should definitely be on for that 4:30 phone jam. And here's a little tip. Usually if I do things that like start early, there's always going to be some type of prize or incentive with it. Okay. So like we do like we raffle off products. I think last week before the team meeting, I gave away a can opener, $25 Amazon gift card, and something else. All right. So like I usually raffle off some stuff. All right. So that starts at 4:30 before the team meeting. All right. Because I just want to make sure the biggest thing for you guys for your fast start contest is making sure you schedule enough demos. Okay. That's like the biggest thing that you guys want to focus on. All right. The next phone jam. So as you guys start getting your first sales, and like by the team meeting, everybody's going to be added into our team group chat. But you'll notice that like I post, or my assistant managers are going to post phone jams. right? So they host a phone jam every day that they're working in the office. So there's always going to be a phone jam to attend to. I highly recommend coming to those because it's more fun making phone calls with other people versus just doing it alone. All right. You don't need to go to every single phone jam, but you definitely want to try to attend at least one or two during your fast start contest. Okay. So those are pretty much every day, Monday through Friday. One of my assistant managers will have a phone jam, and I'll post that into our training group chat so that way you guys can join in, hop on, and that way you guys can start meeting getting connected with my assistant managers. All right. Champions clubs, they'll start on Monday. Okay, so on Monday next week, and what that is, we're gonna have a champions club every single day, and it's ran by the whole division. So you guys can learn some new things. Like there's a lot of the new stuff you guys are gonna have to learn like on your like own time, right? Like coming to these champs clubs. So like on Monday they'll teach a different thing. On Tuesday they might teach about like cookware, how to sell more cookware. Tuesday might be flatware. Thursday might be upgrades, so on and so forth like that. So those are going to start next Monday at 8 a.m. All right. So every day, Monday through Saturday, there's going to be a different champs club to attend. Once again, you don't need to be at all of them, but the more you're at, the more you learn. Right. And usually we'll do a phone jam after those champs clubs. And then our next conference or divisional event is going to be, oh, you guys don't even see what I'm sharing. Haha. Give me 1 second. Stop sharing that and start sharing this. Nope. There we go. Can you guys see what I'm sharing, what I'm talking about now? All right, cool. Hopefully you guys were writing that stuff down as I was talking about it. Next conference / divisional event is gonna be, 1 second. All right, May 19th. So May 19th, I believe that is next Tuesday. We're doing it's called SLDM. SLDM. So it stands for Sales Leadership Development Meeting. Sales Leadership Development Meeting. You can just put SLDM for short. This is going to be ran by our division manager, Evan Keller. All right. So I'm going to introduce him to some of you guys today, actually. I'm going to set you guys up with like a 3-way text. Some of you guys that are like leading the group already. So that way you guys can start getting on his radar. But this sales leadership development meeting is an invite only event, but basically it's going to help you guys with some advanced sales skills. Also, it's going to be a great opportunity to interact with my boss. He's the guy that makes like a lot of promotions and you want to get on his radar as quickly as possible. So that's going to be May 19th. The next conference, however, is going to be our division meeting with it, which is June 28th. All right. So you just want to have that in your calendar. I'll talk more about it as we get closer to that date. But June 28th is where like the whole division is going to be there. It's kind of like our playoff event to kind of kickstart things for the summertime. All right. So that's going to be June 28th. All right. So now I want you guys to take a few minutes to go ahead and plug in like your activities that you have ahead of you for this week. So whatever you're using to kind of keep track of your schedule, if you're using Google Calendar or if you just write it down on a piece of paper, kind of look at your week right now, plug in all your activities, right? Anything that you need to do for school, anything that you have to do for family, religious activities, another job, all that stuff, get that into your schedule. Then break down your Cutco goals, right? How many demos are you trying to do this week? Right? Like if you did 10 demos your first weekend, I'd probably challenge you to do 15 this week. If you did like 6 or 7 demos, let's see if we can double it this week, right? Can you do 10 to 14? So figure out what your fast start goal is. Look at how much you've sold so far. So like your CPO. I know many of you guys have been asking me what CPO means. I'll explain that in a second, but and then figure out how much left you have to sell. So your CPO stands for commissions paid on. That's what you guys care about. You guys don't really care about the retail price. You guys care about what your CPO is. So that's how much Cutco you've sold. Retail price includes like shipping and stuff like that. So the company can't pay you off of shipping, of course. So the CPO is where you guys are going to get paid from, and that's how your promotions work. And just as a reminder, typically 7 demos equals $1,000 sold. So I know some of you guys like still haven't got your first sale. Most of you guys probably haven't done 7 demos yet, 7 to 10 demos yet. And if you have, you probably haven't been talking to me enough. All right. So break down your schedule, figure out how many demos you want to do this week and when you're going to do these demos. And then make sure you guys plug in when are you going to make phone calls to get these demos. So coming to like the phone jams, champs clubs, all that type of stuff. Okay. So typically attending like 3 events, so like the team meeting plus 2 phone jams will get you 10 demos. All right. Now, obviously, I want you guys should be doing a demo, booking a demo. That's going to probably be the easiest way to keep your schedule full. So you'll hear me say do one, book one. Now, some of you guys are like, well, John, I need more people to see. All right. If this is you, listen up. Here's some ideas where you guys can expand your practice list. All right. So first, I want you guys to dig deeper into your initial list. All right. If you haven't done 15 to 20 demos yet, you probably still have a lot of people to shoot for on your initial list. Okay. So stick with your initial list as long as possible, because here's why. Your initial list is going to build your confidence. All right. The more demos you guys can do with these people, the more practice, the more confidence. Repetition is going to help you learn the demo quicker. And then also, this is where you guys are going to collect a lot more referrals, because family and friends are going to want to help you out a lot more, right? So I want to challenge you guys, like try to see who can give you the most recommendations, right? Like, and also feel free. Sorry, there was a loud car that just went by. All right, but feel free to go back, all right, with what you guys learned now about like the 15 gets them a free peeler. Feel free to go back to anybody that only gave you like 5 or 10 to try to get more, try to get them to 15 or 20, right? And let them know like, hey, I can throw in a peeler on your order. All right, we can still throw in the peeler on the order. I want you guys to wait on calling recommendations, because if you dive into 10 inches of water, head first, straight head dive, in the 10 inches of water, you will die. That's what it's like when you call your recommendations too soon, because you don't even know what you're doing. You don't even know how to call recommendations yet. Yes, you might see the recommendations script on there, but you don't really know like the philosophy behind it. That's what's going to happen. You're going to die. I don't want anybody to die on here. Okay. I want everybody diving into 10 feet of water, because when you dive into 10 feet of water, you live. You're going to survive. So I want you guys to wait until you have enough recommendations. The biggest mistake I made as a new rep was I called my recommendations as soon as I got them. I was like, heck yeah, new people, sweet. I'm going to call these people so I could stop calling my family and friends. That was like a big mistake that I made. And I made that mistake and I burned through my recommendations because I didn't even know what I was supposed to do. I didn't even know how to handle these people's questions. So I was just like burning through recommendations. And then I still had tons of people on my initial list. Like I went back to my initial list like months later, and I think I sold like an additional 10K from my initial list. I was like, dang it, why did I see all these people in my fast start? So I'm trying to teach you guys through my mistakes, all right? So that way you guys can be successful a little bit quicker. All right, so you want to wait until you get to like 100 recommendations. Some of you guys might be close to 100 already just from your first weekend. So I want to challenge you, like, can you get to 200? All right, so the more recommendations, the better. All right, but then like the ultimate goal is to always have 100 names and numbers that you guys can contact at any point on your recommendations list. You'll hear me say mission 100. Now, I still understand there's some of you guys on here are chickens still. You still haven't called your chicken list people. Stop being a chicken. All right, Michaela? Don't be a chicken. I don't know if Michaela's being a chicken or not, but from the look of her face, I think she is. All right. So, all right, más o menos. All right. So don't be a chicken. All right. Call your chicken list people. All right. These are the people that you know you could call, but you're afraid to for whatever reason. What better time than now to just get over some fears? I like diving into fears head first. Just go for it. Let's see what happens. All right. If you're like nervous before you call this person, call me. Like, John, I'm about to call my chicken list person. I don't want to do it, John, but I'm calling you so you can force me to do it. I'll force you. I'll drive to your house and just like, I don't know, hold a Cutco knife to your head and make sure you call it. No, I'm just kidding. That's very extreme. All right, take that back. But no, I'm not going to drive to your guys' house. I'm just going to kind of get you over those fears. I'm going to help you guys pop as many of those fear bubbles as possible. And I want you guys to realize this, like starting with Cutco is similar to driving a stick shift car. Have any of you guys ever drove a stick shift before? All right. So, you know, like when you learn, it's pretty brutal, right? It feels like all like shaky and you're like, oh, you keep stalling a little bit. So that's kind of like right now what you guys are going through, like with your immediate family. Did anyone's first demo feel like really terrible? Good. All right. Some of you guys are like natural born pros. I know. My bad. All right. But most of you guys at first is like shaky, right? Like you're all over the place, your scripts, or you're stumbling along your scripts. All right. Now, some of you guys are going to be shifting into your second gear of people, which are the people that you know well, right? Like maybe it's like friends, parents, other family friends that are a little bit more distant, other family members that you probably see a few times a year. All right. So now you're going to notice your demo is going to start getting a little bit better, a little bit smoother. Third gear is your acquaintance and your chicken list people. At that point, your confidence is going to be a little bit higher, which is probably why you're reaching out to those people. And then fourth gear should be your referrals. All right. So make sure you just go in these gears, follow that order. Immediate family, then people that you know well, then acquaintances, chicken list people, and referrals. All right. So let's reorganize for a second. I want everybody to create your attack list. All right. The goal is to get this list to 100 eventually, but I want everybody just to write down on a piece of paper, everyone that you haven't done a demo with. I want you guys to plan out your next 10. Who are your next 10 targets? Like the next 10 people that you want to do a demo with, right? Maybe you haven't called them yet, or maybe they rescheduled or whatever the case may happen, right? Just kind of reorganize your next top 10 for a second. All right. So if you're still working on your attack list, continue to work on it, but I'm going to continue to go right here. So the next focus you want to have is the goal is to try to see your next best 5 people between now and our team meeting on Wednesday. Okay. So here's something I do want to make sure everybody does, like when we do a phone jam, is make sure we have like Tuesday loaded up for demos. All right. So Tuesday is the beginning of our new work week. And it's always great to start off Tuesday strong. All right. Something that we pride ourselves in our office is getting off to the new week with a great start. All right. So this way I can recognize you guys even more at the team meeting, but it just feels good when you start off the week strong. All right. So you want to try to make sure you have at least 3 demos for tomorrow, and then at least 2 before the team meeting. Now, if you wanted to want some real fire, try to have a demo after the team meeting. So we'll be done with advanced training number 2 by 8 p.m. So you want to make sure you have like a demo right at 8 p.m. Like last week after the team meeting, we blew up after the team meeting because basically the team meetings, they're just lit. That's all you need to know. You guys are going to be so fired up. You're going to be so pumped up after the team meeting. You're like, dude, I got to go sell some knives. right? So like, I think after the team meeting, two people sold homemakers, someone sold a galley set, and a bunch of other stuff was sold, right? So you want to make sure you have a demo at 8 p.m. All right. Some of you guys should have some demos after we're done here today. So now you guys are going to be like pretty fueled, ready to go. You're like, all right, I started my morning. I'm up earlier than I should be, but I'm up and now I'm ready to roll. All right. So focus on your next best 5 from now until then. All right. Now here's some resources to help you guys generate more names as you guys are coming up with your attack list. If you haven't, talk to your parents, especially if your parents have bought Cutco. You should be like, all right, mom, it's time to get serious. I need your help. Can we go through your phone really quick? And like, see how many people you can get from your parents, right? Like that's what I did with my mom. I was like, all right, mom, it's time to get serious now. I'm going for something big. I need to see all humans that you know. All right. So like try to go big with her, right? I did the same thing with my grandma, right? And then my other grandma. So see how many people in your family that you can get to like really help you out and go big for your fast start contest. Think about school, right? Think about school. Like what teacher could you do a demo with, right? What friends from school do you think you could do a demo with their parents that would be down to help you out? If you're involved with church, have you seen everybody in the church? Church people are nice, right? Sports teams, think about like all the team moms that you've had playing sports growing up. Think about like your friend's parent, like that friend that always has like the new gear. I would definitely see his parents. Social media, right? Like what friends could you reach out to on social media to help you get a demo? Your neighborhood, directories, who was at your grad party, so on and so forth. All right. Cool. Was there a question?
Can you go back to the last slide?
All right, quick. So the next thing I want to talk about, all right, so you remember in training when you guys were recommending your friends, all right, some of you guys' phones probably blew up this weekend with like friends asking about the job and stuff like that. So the first contest was in training for the amount of friends that you recommended, all right? So number of you guys have tons of friends set up for interviews this week. So make sure your friends like show up the right way, of course, right? Just like let them know, like if they say like, oh, I got an interview, just like, all right, cool, man. Just make sure you're professional. You hop on early, right? So that way you can make a good first impression. So I gave you guys that contest and training. Some of you guys earned extra days. So now I'm going to explain like the cool stuff part of this contest. All right. So this is for your friends that actually make it through the interview process. We like them. We want to build with them. They go through training. They finish training and everything like that. I got a cool stuff part of the contest that I wanted to go over with you. Bradley, you all good with this slide? All right, cool. So now like you guys are becoming team builders. All right. And these are the people that I love to work with the most, the people that help me build up our team with incredible people. All right. I like working with these people because like they want to be a part of like the empire. They want to help us build brick by brick. All right. So I have some incentives for you guys. You remember I told you guys it costs a lot of money for a business to advertise. I want to be able to hook you guys up for helping us advertise the position. So the first thing is there's prizes, of course, right? Also becoming a team builder, you're going to get some recognition. So like I recognize all my team builders at every team meeting, right? Also, you guys have an opportunity to win extra money for school just by helping us build the team. It looks really good on your resume. All right. So just so you guys know, like recruiters, that's a position, being a recruiter for a lot of companies. Almost every company has a recruiting position. Hey, Kobe, be quiet, dude. He's sad right now. All right. So can you guys hear that? Like hear him howling? Okay. So sorry about that. But resume experience. All right. So a lot of companies love working with people that know how to attract other people to their company or to their business, or that are just attractive personalities. right? Like I have friends that are in recruiter roles for other companies. And I think the recruiter position starts at like $75,000-$75,000 a year is the starting salary for a recruiter position. All right. And it goes up to like my buddy, he's a recruiter for the Warriors, the basketball team. He makes $200K a year just to go look at people play basketball. The Warriors pay for all his trips, his hotels, his stay. So he doesn't pay anything out of pocket for his expenses. And he just goes and says, this person, we should keep an eye on this kid. He looks like he plays good basketball. Like that's literally his job. Is just to watch basketball and find like people that we should keep an eye out on. Right. And they fly him around the country. So he loves his job. So it's a really cool position. So just being able to say that you were a recruiter, you helped build a team for the number one office in the company. Right. That's going to look really great on your resume. Advancement opportunities. Right. So this is going to help you advance a little bit. Evan Keller, he likes like Teresa. She has, I think, 4 or 5 friends working on our team. So that was like the thing that impressed him the most. He's like, oh, sweet. Like you weren't just selfish. You actually helped other people get opportunities and you helped other people grow and get experience and things like that. All right. And then building something bigger than yourself. That's just awesome. It just feels good when you help out a lot of people. All right. So it's just a good feeling to have. So here's so you guys have extra fast start credit. So every friend that starts in this training class and next week's training class, I'm going to give you guys a $500 bump in your fast start prizes. All right. So if you have 2 friends, that's $1,000 more in prizes that you can get to. All right. And this prize level expires at 10,000. All right. So the max you can get with your friends is up to 10,000. All right. Just because those are the things that I pay for. So sorry, let me be clear. Up to 9,000. Yeah, up to 9,000 because that's the stuff that I pay for. All right. So everything else like Evan pays for and like the division and stuff like that in the region. So up until 9,000 or like where I can give you guys that credit all the way up to. All right. But the other part, you just got to do that work yourself. So this means like, yes, if you sell $5,000 and then you have enough friends that equal another like $6,000 and you make up like with other friends that start the team, 4,000's worth. Yes, you hit the VIP night. All right. I think that made sense. But let me go over the contest really quick. All right. So when you have 2 friends that start working, I'm going to hook you up I'm going to buy you a meal. All right. So I'm going to hook you up with a $25 DoorDash gift card. Yes, you can substitute the gift card with anything that you want of $25. All right. So like Autumn on our team, she just got her second team builder last week. I bought her a PetSmart gift card because she has tons of birds. Right. So she's like, I need to buy more bird food. All right. I was like, all right, perfect. I got you. Right. Kyle, Teresa just gave them their gift cards last week as well. I think I gave out like $125 last week and just $25 gift cards to our team. All right. So I'm always down to hook you guys up, or you guys can use it for Cutco. All right. So if you guys want like a trimmer or a table knife, I could give you guys like one of those things as well. All right. So that's when you have your first 2 friends that start, they finish training, all that great stuff. Now, the only qualification for these levels is they have to hit their first promotion. All right. So they have to hit their first promotion. All right. And that's my part. I'm going to help you guys help all your friends hit their first promotion. So that's on me right there. All right. We have 3 friends that start. You qualify for a region team builder scholarship. So the region team builder scholarship. So basically what this is extra money. All right. We have to call it a scholarship because we can't just give you free money for no reason. All right. So as a company, it's labeled as a scholarship, but me telling you it's just extra money that we deposit into your account. All right. You can use it for whatever you want. All right. But you need 3 friends at least to qualify for this. And I think the bottom level starts at like $100 and it goes all the way up to $1,000. So like a couple years ago in our office, we had the number 1 team builder team, right? So it was Ian Hartwell, Marcus Abahar, Mari Silva, and a couple other friends. So Ian was the one that started recommending all his friends, and he did it the smart way. He's like, I made sure my friends that I knew could crush this job started, right? Most of his friends outsold Ian, but Ian is the person that wins the prize. All right. And don't worry, he hooked up his buddies. I think he gave all his friends that were working like $100, but he kept the rest. I think he still kept like $600. All right. So that was super cool right there. So, so yeah, help your friends with income. All right. When you have 4 friends that starts working, you guys can get $200 in Cutco, or you could buy get a $200 Cutco piece, AKA the K-bar knife. All right. But $200 worth of Cutco, I could buy that for you, or I could give you $100 prize. You name it, whatever it is. Let me know. We can do like $100 shopping spree, whatever you guys want. But obviously I could give you more in Cutco value because I get a little bit of a discount on Cutco. All right. So right there, that's at 4 friends. All right. When you have 6 friends, I can hook you up with an $800 gourmet set, or we can do a $200 value prize, right? Or $200 shopping spree. So a lot of people are pumped about the AirPod Pros, or headphones, or I don't know. There's no concerts right now, but anything you want, $200 value. All right. So you just let me know. Send me the link. I'll order it for you right away. All right. And then 8 friends. Oh, yeah, baby. See that right there? Viva la Mexico. We're going to Mexico, baby. So that's what everybody on the team is really pumped for. All right. So 8 friends gets you to the annual region trip to Mexico. All right. And I think we have Andrew. He is like, I think he hit it. He's super close, but he's pumped either way. He's like, doesn't matter. I'm going to overshoot because I'm going to hit that trip for sure. Like he's already like planning like everything he's going to do in Mexico. He's like, dude, I looked up this. I looked up that. Like, I can't wait to go. All right. So, and by the way, this is a year-long contest. Okay. So this is a year-long contest. It goes until the end of the year. So you guys could have 4 friends start the summer, 4 friends start in the fall. You come into Mexico with us next February. All right. So that's the team builder contest right there. Questions on that? Are you guys pumped about that? Josh doesn't look like he's pumped about it. He looks like, this contest bores me. I need something more exciting, John. All right. So that's the team builder contest right there. All right. So some of you guys will like knock out some of these prizes with no effort needed. Right. Like I think Addison, she's like, I already have 5 friends that are like down. Right. So like I think like that's super awesome right there. So so let's try to win you guys as many of these prizes as possible. Make me buy you stuff. Don't buy stuff on your own. I hate when you guys spend money on dumb stuff. Make me spend it for you. Cool. All right. Sweet.
I had a question.
Yes. What's up, Friendly?
So what I was thinking was that once you reach one of these, do you get the ones that you passed, or you just get the one that you got? Like, let's say I have 3.
You get it all. You get everything below you.
You get them all?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So as you
yeah,
hit these levels, I'm gonna pay you out your prizes. So as you hit the levels.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure about that.
Yes, sir. Was there
So,
another question?
our PRs, do they just, so what is it they have to do exactly? They have to interview and then get the job and do training, or is there more to that?
Yeah, so like when they hit their first promotion, that's how you get this prize level. All right. So yeah, so once they hit their first promotion, yes, they go through training, all that stuff like that. Yeah. Cool. All right. Sweet.
I actually had one quick question.
Yes.
So when we hit these levels, you'll let us know. So be like, oh, like you just hit your 4th PR level. You qualify for like those. Okay.
Yeah, I have a little chart, and then also on your Vector Connect, you'll see them pop up. So you'll be able to see all your friends that start the job or all your friends that are interviewing and stuff like that. I think it pops up on your Vector Connect. So you'll also be able to keep track of this as well. Cool. All right. So now, here's the other thing you guys can do. If you guys have some friends that are doing this, so if you have some friends that are interested right now, you guys can create a 3-way text with me. All right. So this is something that happens in my office constantly. Like my phone's always blowing up. Like you guys can see already, there's 3-way texts that I got to respond to right after this. All right. So if you have like friends that are like really interested, like your top 5 friends that you guys recommended in training, I haven't reached out to those people yet. Okay. So your top 5 that you guys recommended, if you can do me a favor, just like give them a heads up and then set up a 3-way text with me. So like when they say like, oh yeah, I'm down to hear about it. So you just give them a heads up like, hey, so-and-so, I recommended you to my new job that I started. I really like it. Something like that. Is it okay? Can I set you up with a 3-way text with my manager? So that way I can give you more details on it. All right. And then once you do, if they give you the okay, set up a 3-way text with me. And then I'll reach out to those people personally. Many of your friends are getting like an automated text or a text from one of my receptionists. But like your best people, I'll reach out to those ones personally and tell them all about the job. Okay. So you guys can do that as well. All right. And then the last thing I want to talk about is just what our division is all about. All right. So I'm going to talk about what our division is all about. All right. So this is the #1 company for students. All right. So Cutco and Vector Marketing, this is the #1 company for students. So what I mean by that is, so let me just kind of talk about what our division is all about. All right. So these things all symbolize different things for our division. And as you guys know, Evan Keller, that's our division manager. That's kind of like my boss. But this first thing right here with the head with the tree growing out of it, this stands for personal growth. All right. So what we want our division to be about is we want everybody focusing on getting better. Not just getting better at Cutco, but just getting better with your personal life, personal growth aspects. So whether that some of you guys will enjoy reading or reading a book to help you get better at something. Maybe it's like your finances, health, right? Different things like that. So we want to always focus on personal growth. All right. The light bulb symbolizes like light bulb moments. So while you guys are working in our division, we want to provide as many light bulb moments for you guys where it's just like it blows your mind. You're like, oh, something clicks and it engages a light bulb for you. All right. So we want to provide as many light bulb moments for you guys. All right. The next thing is, obviously the stack of cash that symbolizes income. All right. Like I told you guys in training, like money's not going to make you happy, but it is going to provide freedom. All right. And us as human beings, we need to use money as a tool, right? It's a tool to help us do the things that we want to do when we want to do them, so on and so forth. All right. And then the next thing is I want to turn you guys all into 5-star recruits. All right. So what a 5-star recruit is, this is the most sought after recruit. You guys, many of you guys that are into sports, you guys know what that means in like sports terms, right? This is like the top recruited people out of high school or out of college before they go pro or something like that. So I want to help turn you guys into 5-star recruits. So this way, your guys' resumes, they're so stacked that you guys can go get whatever job or do whatever you want after. All right. So 5-star recruits. And then this right here is the team builder, right? Working as a team, doing things as a team, building the team, all that stuff right there is kind of symbolized right there. So you guys will hear Evan talk about this a ton while you guys are working with us. All right. And the last thing I want to do is give you guys some assignments, and then we're going to break out into a phone jam. Okay. So first assignment, I want you guys all to write down. All right. I can't see you, Rachel, Angel, or Tate, but please make sure you guys are getting these assignments down. The first one is update your Q app. All right. So do your power hour. Ideally, I want you guys to do that tomorrow, because you'll notice if you go to update your goals in Q, it's only going to say for Monday through Monday. So Tuesday will start out the new week. So update your goals into the Q app, how many demos you want to do each day. And then also update your demos. And then also, what was I going to say? Input all your recommendations and all that great stuff. All right. The second thing is continue to add to your attack list. All right. We want to try to get to mission 100. All right. And that's where I want you guys to start working on it with like parents and grandparents or other people that you know. If you go into your Q app, if you click on the brainstorm list, you're going to see all your friends that are in your contacts. And there's a text message that you can send through the Q app. to ask your friends for their parents' numbers. So that's another way to add to your Mission 100 list right there. All right, advanced training 2 is going to be on Wednesday at 7:30. Most likely it's going to be at 7 p.m. Okay, so this is going to be as soon as we finish the team meeting. All right, so as soon as we finish the team meeting, we're going to go into your advanced training number 2. But we're going to be doing a kickstart meeting, right? Kickstart phone jam at 4:30. And then WhatsApp communication. I'll post like the communication guidelines in the group chat right after we're done here today. So the checking in and the checking out, just want to save those into the notes of your phone. So that way you just know the structure on how to do that. And then make sure you set up a 3-way text with your top 5 friends with me. And you're more than welcome to set up that 3-way text with more friends. You're more than welcome to have your friends like message me on Instagram. I think like Addison did that with a couple of her friends. Whatever you want to do. I want to help you guys win as many of these prizes as possible. All right. Other than that, guys, let's launch the phone jam. Okay. So I want everybody just to focus on scheduling 2 to 3 more demos. 2 to 3 more demos right now. 2, if you get your 2 like super quick, just get 1 more. All right, get 3. But 2 at a minimum is what I want everybody focused on. Definitely want to make sure you guys have demos right after we're done here. Like sometime for today, make sure you have some demos. But mainly I want you guys focusing on these 2 to 3 demos for tomorrow or Wednesday. All right, so tomorrow and Wednesday appointments. All right, make sure you guys use your Q app while you guys are calling. All right, I'll be able to see it. You don't need to tell me your demos. I'll be able to see who's making their calls and who isn't. And other than that, stick on if you guys have any questions. But hey, thank you guys for being up early, being ready to learn, getting ready to grow. We only have 1 more advanced training. So after Wednesday, you're done with all your advanced trainings. Then after that, we're going to start doing PCs, which are personal coaching sessions. So like more just like one-on-one coaching with me or one of my assistant managers if you guys need help with something. But other than that, you guys are all done. Skedaddle unless you need help with something, but let's make those calls. Let's see how quickly you guys can schedule too. All right. So I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for being on today and have a great Monday. It's Miracle Monday. Miracles happen on Mondays.